This is a video about using manipulatives with fractions. So here we have fraction strips, and if you notice over here, there's different lengths of them, like 1/2 and 1/3 and 1/4. And these are designed specifically so that they line up, so 2 halves will make a whole and 2 quarters will line up and make a half, and kids can get the idea of how big each of these fractions are, and they can also use them for things like addition, like what is 1/2 and 1/3, and they know it's less than 1, but a lot of times what kids do is 1/2 plus 1/3, they mix up the addition rule and they'll get 2/5. So then you can get 2/5 out here and show them that there's no way these two equal 2/5. And then you can go on to why you need a common denominator, where 1/2 is equal to 3/6 and 1/3 is 2/6. So that's 5/6. So this is just fraction strips. There are different versions of these. These are fraction stacks. Which go along the same idea, where you'll have your whole and then you have halves. But these are blocks that you can actually, like the 1/2 and 1/3, you can clip them together, where these you kind of have to push them together. So this is just a different version, and these are called fraction stacks. And then we have these fraction strips. So probably the one that most people have seen are the fraction circles, and I have a special set of them, and these are foam. So there's tenths, and here are eighths. Tenths, eighths. They're magnetic, so they're sticking to this board. Then I have 6 and 5ths and 1/3 and so forth. And they do still work in the same concept of, like, if you're trying to add 1/2 and 1/3 together. So here's my 1/2 and my 1/3, and I want to show what they're equal to, so I can get 3/6 and lay them over the top and show that 3/6 is the same as 1/2, and then I can get 2/6 to show that they're the same as 1/3. So when you add them together, 1/2 and 1/3 makes 5/6. So there's fraction circles, and there's a lot of different variations of those. Some look like this, where you have little plastic pieces, but they don't have anything on them. So these are the 1/2, and there's a 1/4. You have to be careful sometimes of what fractions you use, depending on how small the pieces get. I think these pieces are, no, they don't look like they're quite the same. But these over, do they fit exactly? Yep, they're pretty. Yep, they're the same. So 1/4, and this has to be 3/12. So these are 12th pieces. So sometimes like these have tenths and eighths. This has 12ths, and this is tenths also. A lot of times they're color coordinated, where they're not quite color coordinated, but these are color coordinated so that the same size has the same color. But this is a different version of fraction circles that you can see. Now, the other manipulatives that we have with fractions is Cuisinart rods. So with Cuisinart rods, it's a more abstract thinking of fractions. So like here's a 1 and a 2, and you can see how the 1 is half of 2. But then once you bring in the third, the 1 is now a third of 3, and then the 2 is 2/3. And it's just so that you can get a different idea of the abstractness of fractions, where you're looking at a part over a whole, and you have different pieces that you're putting together, where at this point, this is my whole, the 2 is my whole, and the parts are the 2 ones, while in this case, the red 2 is a half, and the purple 4 is a whole. So we can use this as different things. We'll say like if this is a whole, then what is this? So we have to line them up, and well, if this is a whole, this is a 9th. So if I have 3 of these, that makes it 3/9. So this would be 4/9 of the blue, because the blue, and I did it with the 3, but I could do it with the white ones. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the blue is 9 long. So this is 4 long. So it's 4/9 of the blue. So here you can use Cuisinart rods for different things on an abstract way of showing fractions, where these pieces, this is a 5th, and it will always be a 5th in this kind of contents, where here the different pieces can be different fractions depending on what you're looking at. So now one of the last ways that you can use fractions, and it's a little abstract, is with the pattern blocks. So a lot of times we'll make this the whole, and then 2 trapezoids. So if this is the whole, the trapezoid is a half. And then when we have the rhombuses, 3 rhombuses make a hexagon, so they're each a third. And then 6 of these triangles will make a hexagon. So each one of these is 1/6. And you can go on to say things like, well, if this was a whole, then what is this? Well, if that's a whole, the easiest thing to do is like, well, how many of the smallest pieces does it take? So it takes 9 pieces to make this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 2/9. So this is 2/9. This is 3/9 or 1/3. This is 6/9 or 2/3 if a trapezoid and a hexagon was considered a whole. So you can use this as different things. As if something is a whole, then what are the other pieces? But this is another manipulative you can use with showing fractions.